Deep under the cracked red soils of Australia's deserts, an ancient predator waits in total darkness. It doesn't roam the surface like most scorpions people imagine. Instead, it lives its life buried underground in spiraling tunnels, emerging only at night for brief moments of survival. This is the genus Urodacus, one of the most specialized and least appreciated groups of scorpions on Earth. To truly understand Urodacus, we have to look back at the scientists who first brought these hidden Australian scorpions into the scientific world. The genus itself was formally described in 1861 by Wilhelm Peters, a German zoologist and explorer whose work became foundational in the classification of reptiles, amphibians, and other invertebrates. But Peters was only one part of the story. Earlier naturalists such as Carl Ludwig Koch, one of the 19th century's most influential arachnologists, played a major role in shaping early scorpion taxonomy by describing numerous arachnid species and refining classification systems that later researchers relied upon. Later, Reginald Innes Pocock, a British zoologist working in the late 1800s and early 1900s, became one of the most important figures in scorpion taxonomy overall. Pocock studied scorpions from across the world, refining classifications and anatomical distinctions that helped scientists better understand evolutionary relationships between different groups, including Australian species. Together, Peters, Koch, Pocock, and later Australian researchers transformed Urodacus from an obscure desert arthropod into one of the most scientifically significant examples of scorpion adaptation. Without their observations, classification, and persistence, much of what we know about Australia's underground scorpion specialists might still be buried beneath the sand. Urodacus is a fully Australian genus of scorpions, meaning it is found nowhere else in the world. What sets them apart is not just geography, but behavior. While many scorpions are wanderers, Urodacus are engineers. They construct deep, permanent burrows and spend most of their lives inside them, turning the soil into a protective fortress against extreme heat and dehydration. Australia's environment played a major role in shaping Urodacus. Over millions of years, these scorpions adapted to intense heat, unpredictable rainfall, and nutrient-poor soils. Instead of evolving to roam widely, they evolved to conserve energy, avoid exposure, and survive long periods underground where humidity is more stable. At first glance, Urodacus scorpions look robust and heavily armored. Their bodies are thick, their pedipalps are powerful and muscular, and their tails are moderately long with a strong, curved stinger. Coloration varies widely from pale sandy beige in desert species to darker reddish-brown in rocky habitats, helping them blend seamlessly into their surroundings. Like all scorpions, Urodacus species have 8 legs, a segmented metasoma tail, and large grasping pedipalps. Their exoskeleton is heavily sclerotized, meaning it is thick and hardened for protection. Inside, they possess a simple but efficient nervous system and book lungs that allow them to breathe in low-oxygen burrow environments. One of the most impressive traits of Urodacus is its digging ability. Their claws are not just for hunting, they function like excavation tools. They also use their legs to push soil backward while compacting tunnel walls. Some species construct spiraling burrows that can reach over 1 meter deep, often with a sealed entrance chamber to maintain humidity. Urodacus species are distributed across much of Australia, especially in Western Australia, South Australia, Queensland, and parts of the Northern Territory. They inhabit deserts, semi-arid scrublands, and dry woodlands. These regions experience extreme temperature shifts, often scorching hot during the day and cold at night, making burrowing essential for survival. These scorpions are strictly nocturnal. At night, when temperatures drop, they cautiously emerge from their burrows. They rarely travel far, often hunting within a small radius of their entrance. Their movements are slow and deliberate, conserving energy while they search for prey like beetles, termites, and other arthropods. Unlike fast-pursuit predators, Urodacus are ambush specialists. They often wait near the burrow entrance, sensing vibrations in the soil. When prey comes close, they strike rapidly with their pedipalps, immobilize it, and then deliver venom through their sting if necessary. Feeding is slow, methodical, and energy efficient. The venom of Urodacus species is generally not considered medically significant to humans. Stings may cause localized pain, swelling, or discomfort, but they are not dangerous in most cases. Their true defense is not venom potency, it is avoidance. They rely on retreating into deep burrows where predators cannot follow. Mating in Urodacus is a careful, structured process known as the promenade du. The male grasps the female's pedipalps and leads her in a synchronized dance until he finds a suitable surface to deposit a spermatophore. If successful, the female later fertilizes her eggs internally and gives birth to live young. One of the most fascinating aspects of scorpions is maternal care. After birth, the young scorpions climb onto their mother's back where they remain protected until their first molt. During this time, they are extremely vulnerable and rely entirely on the mother for safety and transport. Some species stand out for their appearance. Urodacus yashenkoi is one of the largest and most commonly encountered, with a pale, desert-adapted body. Urodacus manicatus, sometimes called the black rock scorpion, is darker and more visually dramatic. These species often attract attention in the exotic invertebrate hobby. When discussing visually striking scorpions, African flat rock scorpions like Hadogenes often come up. While Hadogenes are flattened and adapted to squeezing into narrow rock crevices, Urodacus are true burrowers. Both are highly specialized, but their body shapes reflect completely different survival strategies. When threatened, Urodacus typically does not engage aggressively. Instead, it retreats rapidly into its burrow. Some species will actively block the entrance using their body or even compacted soil, effectively sealing themselves underground until the danger passes. Despite having poor eyesight, Urodacus scorpions are highly sensitive to their environment. Their bodies are covered in trichobothrio, tiny sensory hairs that detect air currents and vibrations. This allows them to sense approaching prey or predators even in complete darkness underground. In drought conditions, they may stay hidden for extended periods, conserving energy and moisture with remarkable efficiency. Some species can seal or partially block their burrow entrances, creating a stable microclimate below the surface. When seasonal rains finally arrive, insect activity often increases, giving Urodacus a valuable feeding opportunity. Because of their impressive burrowing behavior and unique appearance, some Urodacus species have attracted interest in the exotic invertebrate community. Keepers are often fascinated less by aggression and more by their engineering skills. Watching one excavate and maintain a burrow can be just as impressive as observing a hunt. However, successful care requires understanding their natural environment. Deep substrate, proper moisture gradients, and secure enclosures are essential. Unlike surface-active scorpions, Urodacus may spend much of their time hidden, making them better suited for enthusiasts who appreciate naturalistic behavior over constant visibility. For many keepers, owning one is less about display and more about observing a living piece of Australia's underground ecosystem. Despite their extraordinary adaptations, Urodacus scorpions remain overshadowed by more famous species like emperor scorpions, deathstalkers, or giant flat rock scorpions. Yet few scorpions are as specialized, as ecologically important, or as uniquely Australian. They are desert engineers, nocturnal ambush predators, and survivors of some of the harshest habitats on Earth. Their deep burrows shape soil structure. Their predatory role helps regulate insect populations, and their evolutionary history tells a story of adaptation through isolation. Urodacus may not always be the flashiest scorpions in the world, but they are among the most remarkable, and for those who look closer, they reveal that some of nature's greatest predators live not in plain sight, but hidden beneath the ground. Like many scorpions, Urodacus has often been misunderstood. Across history, scorpions have been surrounded by fear, exaggeration, and myths of deadly aggression. But the reality is far more complex. Urodacus species are not reckless killers waiting to attack, they are defensive, secretive animals that avoid confrontation whenever possible. From their scientific discovery by Wilhelm Peters in 1861 to their spiraling burrows beneath Australia's deserts today, Urodacus scorpions represent one of nature's greatest examples of survival through specialization. They are architects, ambush predators, and living relics of an ancient lineage that has adapted to heat, drought, and isolation with extraordinary precision. Though rarely seen, their impact on the ecosystem is profound, and their story is one of endurance, evolution, and hidden power. So the next time you imagine Australia's deadliest wildlife, remember some of its most fascinating predators are not racing across the sand. They're waiting silently beneath it. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next video.